What is going on YouTube? It's Sankey. We are back with another one. So it's that time we're going to blow off a bit of steam with some penny stock plays for next week. Now I've got a couple I want to put on your radar, and the key thing with all these plays is they're trading near their support, so it's looking like a good entry on these. Remember, penny stocks, we just have a little bit of fun with them, throw a couple of $100 here and there. As I say, a way to blow off some steam in the markets. Now, to ensure we dominate these plays moving forward, I'm going to give you guys the entry price on these plays, the exit price, as well as the stop limit to set. You guys are going to get the full 360 coverage when it comes to strategy on these plays. So I've got jam-packed on for you, so do make sure you stick this one all the way through for me. All right, guys, you know what time it is. Let's get ready for our first one. Our first one, that's IDEX, ticker symbol IDEX, currently standing at $2.94. Now this one's been consolidating since the end of February. That is trading flat. So it looks like a good entry could be made at this point while they're trading low before we see that stock price climb. Now when you guys try and enter this one below 290, we're gonna take them up to 350 and cash out. Also want you guys to set your stop limits on this play at $260. That's been carefully positioned there, so it's below support. So on the rare occurrence, they drop through support, you guys can move on to the next winning trade. Now this play is well positioned to catch a spike in the short term. They've already taken their revenues from 3 million in their EV sector up to 20 million. That's a big increase, and I expect more of that velocity moving forward. We know we're seeing that shift to EV, and this is a play that's going to benefit from that. Also got to remember, there's big infrastructure plans from Biden as well, and they're also on an acquisition hunt. They did several acquisitions last year. I expect much of the same this year as they deploy their cash to grow their business. They're also diversified in what they do. They don't just do EV, they've got some fintech in there as well, which they can grow and boost their revenue. So this is a good one for you guys to enter. Try and catch that spike in that stock price. As I say, we're gonna exit this one at $350. Our next play, that's American Resources, ticker symbol AREC, currently standing at $3.72. Again, this is another play that's going to benefit from this EV movement. This is a play that's not new to us. I know this one like the back of my hand because we've held them since they were under $2 last year. So check me out, we're still holding the 200 in this one. Return very close to 100% despite the low level that they're trading at. That's why I say to you guys, it's all about the entry prices with these plays. Now, currently at $3.72, this is as close to support as we are going to get. So I'm happy with you guys jumping on where they're at right now. This is a rare earths producer, very active at the moment in their current mines, and they got a lot of projects on at the moment. They've also invested into a new SPAC. So there's several tailwinds that can push this one up. Talking about pushing this one up, we're gonna take this one to $4.50, cash out. Also need you guys to set your stop limits on this one at $3.50. That's how we're gonna dominate this play. Our next play, that's High Tide, ticker symbol HITF, currently standing at 59 cents. This is a play I've already spoken to you guys about early in the week, but I want to make sure they're on your radar because they have dropped into our buy zone. You guys know I've got my buy zone under 60 cents with this play. I would say be patient with these buy zones because they do drop into them, and ultimately they're going to increase your returns. So as I say, this is a play where management are aggressively growing this one. We already know they've hit 80, 85 retail outlets. I expect them to hit the triple digits as we move forward. Again, they're on the acquisition hunt as well. They've quite a business. They're moving into the accessory side. So they're building a good platform in the industry. This is a play, guys. We are taking them to $1.20. So there's big upside on the current play. That's why I want to make sure you guys have your positions ready for the climb in this one. And as always, we're going to set our stop limits on this play at 50 cents. Our next play, that's GEVO, ticker symbol GEVO, currently standing at $8.21. This is a play that's moving very volatile right now, so check me out. You can see these peaks and troughs, but the way we're going to dominate this one is we're going to catch them as close to $8 as possible. So I'm happy with you guys starting a position where they're at right now at $8.20. We're going to take this one up to $9.80, cash out, move to the next one. Also need you guys to set your stop limits on this one at $7.90. With this kind of play, we're using that short-term momentum to our advantage, guys. So with this one, it's about a quick money grab. All right, guys, so those are our penny stock plays for next week. You guys have got the entry prices, the exit prices, as well as the stop limits to go with. So do make sure you guys take note of all of those prices to ensure that you guys dominate those plays. As I say, entry is important, just as important as exit, as well as the stop limit on these plays. And remember, with these penny stock plays, they're a way to blow off a bit of steam in the market, have a bit of fun with them. Let's talk about how we can level up as investors. So I'm going to talk to you guys about setting your stop limits. Now this is an important part of getting your penny stock investments right, because as I say, it limits your downside risk but gives you maximum exposure to the upside. Now there's a science when it comes to setting our stop limits and finessing these plays. So let me show you guys how I'd approach that with Ideanomics. All you guys do is you hit sell, head over to stop limit, select the full amount, all of your shares, start with your limit price, guys. As I say, the limit price is $2.60. Now for the stop price, remember the stop price is where that sell process begins. I always go 2.5% above the limit price. So in this case, that's around $2.66. Remember to set your expiration to good till cancelled, review order, and you're good to go. Alright guys, been rocking with the channel, you know what time it is. Now this question comes from Michael, says, if we're too concentrated in one company, for example, I've been dollar cost averaging down on the likes of Skills, but this means it's now taken up 1/8 of my portfolio. As I've invested more by dollar cost averaging, would the strategy be going forward to wait until it turns green, then take a chunk out, or just leave it? I'm happy with my price per share at $21. Would you take some out at a loss or keep it in until it turns, then correct the concentration in the portfolio? Great content as always. It's nice to see my other plays you put me in breaking out. So this is a great question, and it's good to see you guys now focusing on what is important as it relates to building out a great portfolio. And one of those things is being mindful of your portfolio concentration. As I say to you guys, try not to let any one play in your portfolio take up more than 5% of the entire portfolio. So as you mentioned with Skills, you're now up to 1/8. That's around 12.5% of the portfolio. So that's more than double my recommended amount. There's a couple of things you should do in this case, and the first is not to sell out at a loss, especially with a play like Skills that is going to climb and make you great returns. So there's two things you want to do. One of them you touched on, one of them you didn't. So you touched on the fact that when you're in the green, then you can sell out some of your holding to reduce the concentration. That's a good idea. It allows you to de-risk from the play, but also take out some great profits. You can go invest into another high growth play that might be beaten down and you make even better returns on that play. Now the key thing for you to do is to invest into other plays, and that's going to increase your overall portfolio value, and by doing so that's going to reduce the concentration that Skills in this case takes up of your portfolio. As I say to you guys, you should be always investing into your portfolio and constantly building it. That's how you guys are going to build wealth in these markets. So the key takeaway is you want to hold firm on Skills and keep investing into other plays that are down at the moment, like a golden nugget, for example, charge point as well. Just two examples I've thrown at you. You guys can load up on those plays. As I say, it's going to increase your overall portfolio value. It's going to take your concentration from Skills of the 12.5% down to the 10%, down to the 8%, down to the 5%, as long as you keep building out your portfolio in other plays. Alright guys, that wraps things up. Do check out the link down below to the Patreon. You can join our team of investors over the Discord and connect with like-minded individuals. Also, if you'd like to help out the channel, do hit the like, and if you're new, join the movement by hitting that subscribe button. And I'll catch you in the next one.